Hey, I'm Abby, your psychic strategist, and what we're going to do today is I'm going to do it a bit different to how I've done the other ones, because you know what, I need to always mix stuff up. It just makes things interesting for me. So what we're going to do today is which of your chakras is most impacting your feminine energy in terms of what you're wanting to create. And what I mean by that is feminine energy is like relationships, it's creativity, it's nurturing, it's everything like that. But I'm guessing most of you will think of it as relationships, which obviously it totally is. So what we're going to do is we're going to have just two choices on this, and I'm even going to shuffle everything so you see all of it. So we'll do this as message 1. And then we'll do this one as message 2. So just feel into your body, feel into your soul, feel into every part of you, and just go with usually the first answer that comes. So is your answer to do with your block chakra, to do with relationships and feminine energy in this pile 1, or is it in this pile 2? So just have a little feel into that, and let's see what we get. So we'll go into pile number 1. Right, so pile number 1, let's see what we get. While we're shuffling, we'll see what messages I get from my guides. This is the tricky bit with psychic, right? They could tell me instantly which one is blocked, but it's not so much fun that way. So I'm going to get them to tell us other stuff that's really relevant to do with this block chakra while we're shuffling, and then we'll work it out once we pull the cards over. So give me a minute. So I'm getting this chakra is very much inhibiting how you experience freedom in your life. I don't know why I feel like we should have that many. I'm getting that this has got blocked from something that happened to you in childhood. But equally, that only happened to you as a result of the imprinting that you came through as a soul, because it came through past life experiences. And then because you already had that dominant vibration within, like, say, your soul consciousness, when you then got reincarnated in this life, you chose parents that would give you this specific setup so that it would allow you to still work through something from previous lives. Okay. See what else we get. Because this chakra is blocked, regardless of which one it is, my guides are saying it's actually affecting your self-worth to do with relationships. But it's more like you're looking through the eyes, you're looking to the world through different lenses in front of your eyes. I've said that all to cock, but my guides are like, that's perfect for how you're actually working with the chakra, because kind of like you're getting it back to front, and therefore the way that it's functioning is kind of like, number 1, it's creating drag in your life, so things are kind of, they just don't quite move in the direction that you want them to, because this chakra is almost like a bit malfunctioning, and it's kind of like flitting back to your past and then shooting, like reflecting your past into your future. But actually that's ridiculous, because if you just rechange the chakra, you can see your past differently, and therefore you'll create a different future. So let's see, do I want any more? Right, we'll go with that first of all, and we'll get some more if we feel like we need to. So thinking about all that, let's see which chakra we feel is blocked. So, oh, that's a gorgeous picture. I love the colours. Mountain, the shadow, Gemini, the butterfly, 9th house, the seeker, quincunx, complexity. That's an astrological alignment. This one. Oh, divine guidance, grace, that's beautiful. You can kind of sort of see, maybe, don't know if you can hear, but there's like a dove there, which is kind of really cool. See what we have here. So we have 2 of Swords in reversed, and we have Queen of Cups in reversed. So let me just take a little moment with this. So thinking about, obviously, the channeled message, let's work out which chakra is blocked. Okay, so this is an interesting one. What my guides have instantly said is, this is not a straightforward, it's just this chakra blocked. You've got kind of two that are blocked, but it's actually also impacting a third one. I'm just going to go with obviously what I'm getting, so we'll just fly with that. So basically your heart chakra is blocked, your sacral is shut, and your heart chakra is blocked, your sacral chakra is blocked, and that's leading you to have a blocked throat chakra because of how they're kind of connecting up at. Let's just see, but the first one that originally got blocked is your heart chakra, which is then doing something to your sacral chakra, which then as a last, like the most let's say furthest effect it has is on your throat chakra. And you know what I'm really getting is that to do with feminine energy, so relationships and nurturing and all of that kind of thing, you have like I'm getting like dreams and aspirations, and kind of like you really know exactly what it is that you want in like relationships and also with any creative projects, you know, all of that, like you know so well, and you've spent ages like building those kind of like visions, and you've even like tried to create it in your physical reality. But the thing is, it's like this person here, somehow you're kind of, and you won't even realise you're doing it, but you've kind of stopped moving forward now into the next stages of the relationships and all of that kind of thing. Because it's kind of like at one point you just did it just because you needed to, on a soul level, just integrate everything that you'd already done. So it was good to have a bit of a pause, a waiting time. But then it's kind of like you paused and you waited too long there without actually taking any of the next action steps to do with relationships and relating in your creative projects. And then that then somehow led you to almost get like inertia, and then that inertia became like you getting fixated on something that meant that you thought that you couldn't move forward. Let's just see what that was. Just 1 minute. I've got additional cards so we can go with this. So what was the thing you got fixated on which made you think you couldn't move forward? So we have Prince of Pentacles, okay, so what I'm really, and Seven of Cups, what I'm really getting here, because I always read cards intuitively, is I'm actually getting that you basically started to, although you'd got a really firm idea of exactly what you wanted, and you started creating many things in your reality that would help you create what you wanted with relationships and things like that, and you really did it from a heart space. Once you just stopped to kind of integrate everything that you've done, which is a natural process and it's a really like important process, you then for some reason like doubt started to come in about you know, like what we channeled earlier about you feeling worthy enough to accept, you know, to accept these things that then you had been in the process of creating, particularly to do with relationships and your creative project. Then you started to look at what other people around you had got to do with relationships or your creative projects, and then that then led you to feel discontented, but it also made you, it's not so much, it wasn't like jealousy, but it like led to a feeling of insecurity. And because then you didn't feel very secure, you then started to just, it's not like you shut down your heart space, because you really didn't, but what you did was you just and this is such a weird image I'm getting that basically it's almost like, and this is a metaphor, right, you then started to comfort eat to make you feel like you could stay afloat within the situation. So it was almost like you felt like, because you suddenly started to tap into insecurities to do with these themes with your relationships and your creative project, which then started to make your heart feel you know what, scared, not fearful, it just felt like a little bit scared. And then because it felt scared, it felt like it needed like some buoyancy to kind of keep it afloat in the situation. And then that buoyancy kind of like allowed your heart chakra to swell up. But this was the thing, you don't want your heart chakra to swell up, because then it's almost like there's a bit of inflammation in there, and it's not like the most positive way that anything could expand. But that's actually what actually happened. So although like your heart chakra has expanded to do with relationships and your creative project. It's done it from a place of like bloating and like feeling like you need to keep yourself afloat and feeling like, I don't know, like you're in way over your head is what my guides are getting, when that's just a complete illusion. And if you can just somehow work out what that insecurity is and just honestly see it for how it is, and my guides are saying definitely do tapping on this. Once you can work out what the insecurity is, do a bit of tapping, so EFT to do with that theme, and I'll leave you a link to 2 people that I really like to do with tapping. And then actually what it will do is it will allow like your swollen heart chakra to like depuff, to just relax, to like lose all of that sort of like excess water that it put around it to protect itself and to make sure that it could stay afloat within the situation. And then it will go back to being like, this sounds crazy, but like toned and slim and firm, okay? And obviously this is a metaphor, right? And then the thing is, once you get that toned, slim, firm feeling within your heart chakra, then what you'll be able to do is you'll actually feel like you've got enough energy to take the next step to move forward, okay? So that's really weird how that's come out, but I'm just telling you how it's coming through my guides. So the heart chakra is blocked, which causes that setup that we've just been through, okay? It's come through insecurities, and it's obviously then playing with that shadow part of you. But now it's down for you to just see it for what it is, and therefore just get back to the place that you were originally. Because actually this is a great place to be in. As you can see here with the person, they're looking out and surveying everything that they've created, and that's very much what you're doing to do with relationships and creativity. So just quickly just dust off this little insecurity that's come up, which I don't feel is a big thing. What that will then do is, how it is currently with that sort of swollen heart chakra, it's actually making your sacral chakra feel like it's feeling frigging frustrated. Okay, and I know like the sacral chakra is often, like you could say it's to do with sexual energy, but it's creative energy, it's flow, it's movement. And because the heart chakra is kind of like, I don't know, like the other image I'm getting, this is such a weird image to get, but I'm getting like, let's just say there was an aeroplane and then it had to emergency land on the water, and then everybody suddenly stood up in the plane and they put on their life jackets and they quickly inflated them. And then suddenly there's all these people with inflated life jackets and nobody can actually get out of the plane, okay? And then it causes this frustration and mad panic of like, yeah, but I need to get out, I want to get onto the water. And that's kind of like what's happening here with like your sacral chakra, right? Because the heart chakra has done that whole thing of like feeling insecure about something and then sort of like creating a bloated effect to keep it protected, to keep it afloat, your sacral chakra is then stuck because it can't move, because the energy that would usually go from your heart chakra, which is like inspiring, loving, open, expansive, super protective, so the person feels completely confident to do whatever they want, that energy is now not being sent down to the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra is starting to feel frustrated, because I'm actually getting that your sacral chakra is very, very powerful, and that must be because you're actually really very creative. But it does have to be in sync with the heart chakra. So let's just see what you can do to do with that sacral chakra. Let's just have a look. Whoa, that's too many. My guides are saying this is the sacral chakra part is to do with the childhood and to do with the past life. So let's just have a look. Oh wow, 2 at the same time. Let's see what we get. I feel like these, for some reason, they go like this. They're neither up nor down, these. So the energy, and that would make sense, is stuck a bit like the sacral chakra. So then we have the 6 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. So let me just feel into that. I know what this is instantly. Somewhere in your childhood, you've actually, somebody's actually told you, or you've been given up with a belief system that actually to have everything that you want, to feel emotionally fulfilled, like the 9 of Cups, and whatever that means for you. So for different people, it mean different things. Like it could be success in many different ways, right? But it emotionally makes you feel good. You have to work hard to emotionally feel good, and that is actually causing a conflict. That's causing a complete conflict, and it's actually causing there to be a blockage within the flow from your heart chakra to your sacral chakra. And your sacral chakra is interpreting this blocked energy as the fact that you haven't worked hard enough. So therefore, how can you expect to be emotionally fulfilled and have what you want? Now, obviously my guides are telling me that is a complete and utter illusion. And basically all you're really doing is currently you are, as a psychic, you can see like collective consciousness streams. And what I mean is, let's say a whole group of people believe a certain thing, and so to a psychic that can look like a certain colour around somebody or whatever, and they all have that, and they might have it with certain shapes or, I don't know, energy symbols within their auras, which means they all connect together because they all have the same belief system to do with something. All you're currently doing is, because of your childhood experiences, which you chose because of the past lives that you've most been previously working with before you got incarnated in this life, it's just like, what to say the word is, just give me a minute. It's just meaning that you are not only having that belief system, but because a lot of other humans on the planet right now also have the same belief system, it kind of feeds into itself on an energetic psychic level, and it makes that belief system even more potent and powerful. Now, the really good news about this is it's actually really quite easy to change your belief system when that's happening, because number one, even just by basically disconnecting, or basically disconnecting from that consciousness stream to do with that belief system will already take a huge amount of like energetic gravitas off that limiting belief. So what you want to do with that is, in meditation, you just want to think about that belief that I've just told you. So basically, for you to feel emotionally fulfilled, you must work really hard, right? You want to see what colour your meditation is showing you is around you. So it will be different colours for everybody, and I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to influence any of you in any way. So just go with obviously what you get. Once you see the colour around you, see if there's any shapes or symbols that you also see around you, because that will also be connected to do with this consciousness stream. Then ask your soul or meditation or your guides, whoever you work with, to show you the consciousness stream that is then linked into. And you can see it in many, many different ways. I often see it as like loads of lights, which I see as like human being souls, all together within like a huge circle with that energy colour around them. And then all that you want to do is, you don't want to cut anything. It's never a good idea to cut anything. But all that you want to do is, I'll usually just visualize a cord then from me to that consciousness stream, okay, that's to do with that colour energy that we've already decided, or whatever you feel it is. Then I'll make that cord of energy super, super small, so it's like a slither. And then I change the energy in the cord to just a bright white light, but like a slither. And then I move myself, I visualise myself walking further and further away from that group. But what I always do is I always keep a tiny white cord into that group, because my guides have told me it's never good. Being psychic anyway, if you start cutting yourself off from different things on an energetic level, you won't be anywhere near as good psychically. So if you want to be good as a psychic or use your psychic resources, don't start cutting connections, because you use part of those connections to feed into different energy systems to understand what's going off. So you don't ideally want to cut them. So you still want to have them connected, but you know what? A tiny thread of bright white light never does anybody any harm. Fact. So that's what I would do to do with that. And my guides are saying you probably want to do that for all of you. They're saying are a little bit different. The ones of you that feel most intense to do with this limiting belief, it's probably going to take you 14 days. So for 14 days, you just want to really quickly visualize what I've just told you to do. And then for others of you, it's around about 7 days. Okay, so 7 to 14 days. Just do it every day, like it's 5 minutes. It's not even that in meditation. And that will really, really help free up some of this movement or lack of movement that's occurring from the blocked heart chakra, which is then frustrating the sacral chakra. Then you see the next thing that's then happening is it's going into your throat chakra, and because you're feeling frustrated, the truth is your throat chakra then is sort of giving out like a force field effect, which is actually stopping people coming in to connect with you. And some of those very people are the very people that you have already wanted to create in your life to do with relationships or to do with creative projects, okay? The throat chakra, my guides are saying, is really not a big deal, but it's like by the 9th house seeking, like the Sagittarius one, because like I say, it's actually stopping new experiences coming in. But because this is to do with the feminine energy, so relationships, relating, nurturing, creativity, it's stopping important contacts, because Gemini can also be contacts. It's stopping important contacts coming into you to help you on the next stage with relationships or with your creative project. Even the partner, if you're not in a partner and you want one, it's stopping them being able to come in because of what's happened with the heart chakra bloating, the sacral chakra getting frustrated and feeling that it must work harder, and it ultimately it doesn't really want to because it's just frustrated. Then it's like putting out just this force field around your throat chakra, which means that different connections can't really come to you. And the throat chakra also majors in like authenticity. So it's really important that's working properly so that you attract people that are authentic to you and they're also authentic within themselves. And then that also, once you sort that too, which my guides are saying, once you sort this out with the limiting belief, then actually all you'll have to do is for 5 or so days after you've sorted out this belief here, you just want to be visualizing like a really nice, bright, like clear throat chakra. So that's usually bright blue. And you could do also that with YouTube meditations or stuff like that. And then that, because it's kind of showing me, it kind of goes, the heart goes and causes shit with sacral. Sacral then causes shit with the throat chakra. Then throat chakra feeds back into the heart. And then also this negative cycle keeps reoccurring. Once you realise that actually you work out what the insecurity is, you realise that actually that's not really a big deal, and you start tapping on the insecurity. Then you do the thing about shifting that limiting belief and disassociating from the collective consciousness stream that also believes that to be emotionally fulfilled you must work hard. And that gives more proper energy that then goes off to the throat chakra, and then the throat chakra feels healthy and happy and authentic, and it's able to draw amazing people in which case then the heart feels fulfilled, then the sacral chakra feels like there's flow, and then the Gemini place just feels happy and authentic within itself. So all of those 3 chakras then work amazingly. I do also think that this is the perfect time to do it now, because what I'm getting with this divine guidance card is that actually, because you can kind of see a dove with huge white light going off into the universe, for me, my guides are just saying it's the perfect moment for you to do this now. So because this is a timeless reading, whenever you tap on this, it's the opportune moment to just get on and unblock that heart chakra, to make the sacral chakra flow, to make the throat chakra expansive and the right alignment so it attracts the right people to you. Let me just see what I'm feeling with these ones here. With this, my guides are saying your only choice really now is you just have to choose that you do want to do this, because this heart thing is almost like that protective thing. It's kind of like it's put on the life jacket and it's made it buoyant because it doesn't feel safe. I think it's really about you just realising, but wait a minute, you're the friggin' mountain. You've totally got this. You already know exactly what you want. You've already taken loads of actions to do with this. And now it's just about being like, all right, okay, so I paused for a while. And okay, maybe I paused a little bit too long. But no worries, now I can just move completely forward again. One other thing my guides are saying that's really important with this is you might not think that you have paused because you've still taken action. Let's say like you might have still gone dating, or you've still been trying to do your creative project, or you've still been like working at doing like a healthy nutritional plan, or whatever it might be to do with this feminine energy. A lot of you will think, yeah, but I have been taking action. But my guides are like, yeah, but if you've been taking action with this limiting belief system, you might as well almost not be taking action, because you can't get what it is that you want while ever you've got that belief system going off, like, because you're just not a vibrational match to it. So the actions that you have been taking, it's still cool that you've done them, because it means the moment you unblock this and you get aligned with everything, you'll get a huge amount of flow. So it has very much been worth it. So don't start thinking, oh, I've wasted my time, because my guides always tell me nothing is a waste of time. But there is an opportune moment for things. And the thing is, if you take action when you've got a belief system that does not support what it is that you want, you can't get it, because you've kind of got to do a two-way thing. You've got to take action, but you've got to take action which is in alignment with your, I don't know, subconscious, unconscious and conscious programming. Okay, so it's just about reshuffling that, and then it will open up the whole entire thing. Let me just see if I'm getting anything else. My guides are saying to those of you that are really psychic, or are able to work with things in meditation, it's really useful just to see what that past life is that kind of set up this thing about feeling that you must work hard to be emotionally fulfilled. And also for everybody, it's kind of useful just to be able to go back into your childhood and observe where that's happened. But you have to try and do it from a place of being curious and just being able to then reprogram what it is you're doing. Because what my guides are also then saying that you can do, and this is for people that are more, I don't know if you can just do this stuff, is in meditation, after you've also worked with this limiting belief, you just want to chat to your inner child and just explain, like, maybe how whatever you've seen growing up to do with needing to work hard to be emotionally fulfilled, just explain that that was really like an older belief system which worked with a different generation, and actually some generations did create things that were successful out of that. But just explain to your inner child that as the energy of the planet shifts and changes, therefore it's almost like the rules and the way that energy pathways are created changes, and therefore using belief systems that may have worked for others in the past in no way means that they will work for you now, because it's a different energy system that's going off. And actually, if you explain it like that to your inner child, it's great, because you won't fall into any place of blame, okay? Because you realize actually it's not about blame, it's just about the energy having shifted and what belief systems do and do not work now. So yeah, my guides are saying that that would be really useful too. So, and particularly the inner child really does work with the heart chakra a lot, because the inner child often really wants to keep the adults safe. It's like so cute, and you can even see this with parents and kids quite often, and you see it with like actually pets and their owners. Like the most vulnerable is often the most loving, and therefore they just unconditionally love their like owner or their parent, and they just want to do whatever they feel they can to actually help the parent or the owner, even though from a human perspective, we sort of think, oh, well, like the owner looks after the dog and the parent looks after the child. On a psychic level, on an energetic level, that's not always what's happening. So, yeah, that's just something to be mindful of. But cool, now what we're going to do is we're going to pull a wild card for you to work with. And that is, I'm using the Sacred Destiny Oracle. Put it this way, sorry. It's really cool, I love it. The pictures are beautiful. So, as always, you just want to take on board everything we've said from the channeled messages, from what's come up here, and then just see if there's any additional guidance, unique guidance that you get from this card. Just be mindful that whatever, you have to go with what you feel, not what you see, because Psychic 101 is just reading the card and being like, boom, it's that. If you want to go a bit deeper, sometimes it can give you messages that are a little bit more abstract to what the card is saying. So just go with whatever you get. I'll also read it out from the book, just so that you might get some additional guidance and it can help you. So let's just see what card you get. So you get, oh, that's beautiful, Patience. Okay, so let me just find this in the book and then we'll read it. Sorry, it always just takes me a little bit of a moment. So I know we went through quite a few tools there, but I really think they'll help. And it will make you more psychic the more you work on yourself like this, because it clears out static charge in your energy field, which then means it's easier to receive information from different like spaces. But anyway, here we go. Patience. Dense fog. Water represents our emotions, our feelings, our subconscious, and our nocturnal dreams. When the water becomes condensed as fog, we can't see clearly. Fog occurs when the air is cooled to the point at which it holds all the water vapour it contains. Thus it condenses water vapour, where it is suspended in the air as fog. We can't see what's ahead, and things that look one way in the fog will look another way in the light. However, when you can't perceive what's on the horizon in life, your imagination can surge forward and your sixth sense can be ignited. The sacred landscape wants you to know, in dense fog, it's best to be quiet and still for now. Don't go forward, wait. It's hard to see what lies ahead, and things may not be as they seem. Things that seem one way may in fact be completely different. Be patient, the truth will emerge. In this state of obscured visibility, your imagination and intuition can be sparked. If you can wait long enough, your dreams and inner yearnings can come to fruition. Listen to your intuition and pay attention to those seemingly random thoughts. Cool. So have fun doing that. Definitely work on that limiting belief, or do the tapping, work on the limiting belief, change the thing with collective consciousness that you're connected to with that belief, chat to your inner child about it, and then visualize your throat chakra looking super blue and sparkly, and enjoy. So cool. Okay, so now we're going to go on to pile 2 to do with which the chakra is blocked to do with your feminine energy, relationships, nurturing, creativity. We're just going to shuffle them all on the fly, and I'm just going to find out the channeled messages from my guides as we shuffle. I have told my guides, don't just tell me which chakra is blocked because it spoils all the fun. So we'll work it out through the cards, and then yeah, we'll just see what we've got. So just bear with me while I channel. See what's this blocked chakra to do with relationships. Ooh. Okay, so I'm getting a vision of basically a little kid in like a shop. It's sort of like there's teddy bears and stuff like that, and she's pointing at a teddy and wanting it, but then somebody that's clearly like her caregiver, primary caregiver, is like saying that she can't have it. She's then putting a frown on her face, and she's like pissed off basically. So let's see how that also relates into what we get here. My guides are saying that this chakra is saying a bit like with the image, the chakra that's blocked is actually a little bit, it's got the vibe of feeling pissed off. Like it wanted something and it thought there was no reason why it couldn't have it, but then because it didn't have it, it kind of felt a bit like just irritated, I'm getting. Or the situation that it's created. As well, my guides are saying that it's an interesting one because this isn't about, you guys that are choosing this card, it's not about you not thinking you're good enough to do with whatever it is you're trying to create with relationships and your creative project. But what it is about is, and I'm only laughing because probably this is me as well, it's kind of like, so why haven't I got what I want? That's like the vibe that I'm getting, that my guides are like saying, like the little kid, she's like, yeah, but I asked and I wanted it and I know I'm awesome, so why are you not giving me the teddy bear? And there's that kind of that vibe going off. So I suppose what the vibe is like a vibe of entitlement. My guides are saying that's like the low vibe. Oh wow, Page of Wands flying up. That's the low vibe thing that's coming out to do with this block chakra. Let's have a look. I feel like I just want one more of these. So let's see. Let's go right at the top. Right, let's work out which chakra is blocked. So we've got Venus, first of all, right at the top. And we've got I Am Presence, the cosmos. And we have Unconditional Love, Mother Mary. I always think whenever a card flips out and turns itself over automatically, this is like really significant to the overall background base of the theme. So with the Page of Wands, your chakra, whichever chakra is blocked, and we'll find that out in a minute, is it's actually blocked because it's like overstimulated. So then we have Three of Swords, and we have the Artist. Let's just see what we have here. So we have Eros, the Kaylee in reversed, Wild Energy, and Standstill with wild energy going off. Yeah, you see, this is it. Like what I said earlier, this chakra is blocked just purely because it's overstimulated. Like, and you know, just like anything, it's like you got to think about chakras a bit like your nervous system. Because I did used to be a chiropractor, so I can really get this. But basically, with your nervous system, if you overstimulate it, it causes problems elsewhere within the body. Equally, if it's like understimulated, it also causes problems within the body. And there's like a fine balance, like a harmony point that you need to hit. And basically, this is the same with your chakras, right? If they're overstimulated, they cause problems. If they're understimulated, they also cause problems. And yours is definitely, the chakra that's blocked is completely overstimulated. Like we've got wild energy here. It's also it's powerful energy because the Artist is such a creator. I Am Presence is just like, boom, this is who I am, motherfucker. It's that kind of vibe. And obviously with the Kaylee, and even with the Standstill, with all of this energy going off, and it just being like, no, I don't care what is going off and around me. I am this and this is that. And that also reminds me of that energy again, the I Am energy. And ultimately for any artist, for anybody to create something truly different in their physical reality, particularly if, let's say, it's different to their parents' pathway and their ancestral like line that they're from. Because if you've got to create something very different from what you've been brought up in, some of the DNA that you shared and all of these kind of things, it means you've completely got to forge out your own pathway. Now, to do that, you've got to be very assured about who you are, what you are, and you've got to be able to hold your ground to create what it is that you want, regardless of what is going off around you. My guides are saying that's really, really significant to do with this pile. So whatever it is that you are wanting to create in relationships or your creative projects or whatever, I guarantee this pile, it is very different to what you have been brought up in, okay? It's a different pathway. And I'm getting that the reason why the chakras got blocked is, I still don't know which one it is. Oh no, I do. Okay, guys, this is not what I thought. Oh, my guys have just told me because they said you'll never get it by the cards. Thanks, guys. Honestly, they're so cheeky sometimes. The chakra that you've actually got blocked is your soul star chakra. You might not all know about this one. This is your ninth chakra, and it's basically a gold star above your head. So you might want to Google on that. It's really important because it holds all of your highest potential within this lifetime. Okay, so all of the ways of being, traits, characteristics, opportunities, experiences, people that come into your life that hold that highest potential vibration, like they all get activated through that ninth star chakra. So I can also tell that this then means that whatever it is that you're trying to create with relationships or your creative project, it's not able to, you know what it is? It's like, and this will be like the kid in the toy shop. It's like no matter what you're doing to try and create the relationship or the creative project, it's like you can see it, and like you might even know who the person is, or you know the exact type of person that you want to be with. Or with your creative project, you're like, yeah, but I've created the whole entire thing physically to do with this thing, but it's just not being successful yet. Why? And the reason is because it's kind of like, because your ninth chakra is blocked, it's not able to kind of send out a beacon like a lighthouse into your physical reality, so that the person that you want to be with, or the people that will need to buy your book or your products, or love your song, or love your dance routine, or love your model pictures, or whatever it might be, they're not able to find you because you're on an energetic level. You're not able to send out the beacon of exactly what it is that you want and what you've created and what you've worked for, just because that chakra is blocked. And I think the difficulty is here because you've put so much energy and effort into really creating something different in your life and knowing what you want. And it's taken you total time to know exactly what you want that was different from your childhood and all of these kind of things, or what you've seen in like the area that you've grown up or whatever it might be. It's actually created a really strong, determined like part within you. But now, because it's getting blocked, because it's getting frustrated that things are not moving forward in whatever way, it's actually causing like huge friggin' defiance, resentment, and therefore resistance in your energy field to do with the very thing that it is that you want to experience, like the relationship, the creative project, whatever. And that is causing this whole kind of like, my guides are saying it's causing heartache. And there's a few of you that are also starting to even doubt yourself a little bit, or lose a tiny little bit of faith in yourself. And my guides are saying, like, honestly, if ever you start to lose faith in yourself, that's one way that you can realise that you need to just unblock your ninth chakra. Because your ninth chakra is like this gold shining star. Think of it as in Pinocchio, right? When you wish upon a star. That is kind of like the frequency of your ninth star chakra. So if ever you start to lose faith in yourself, in your goals, in anything like that, all you want to do is you want to go online and find a meditation to do with like opening up or unblocking, or even just sometimes you can get music on YouTube which is to the vibration of your ninth chakra, and you can just meditate to that for like 15 minutes and it will help release that blockage. My guides are also like showing me this picture of like, ideally what you want to do is in meditative space, imagine that you go into like almost like a meadow with a massive tree in the middle, and that tree is different for all of you depending on what your souls are like. But then you want to visualize sitting with your back against the big tree, like with your legs crossed, a bit like stereotypical meditation pose, but have your back against the tree trunk. And then you just want to visualize like the energy of the tree also helping to draw out any kind of like heavy energy from that ninth star chakra. And my guides are saying that lots of you will just see it as a bit of like black smoke or like grey fog, a bit like it will look a little bit like pollution coming out of your ninth star chakra, and then the tree will absorb that, almost like it can absorb carbon dioxide. And then you'll see the tree then just giving off this beautiful like coloured light, and it'll be different for each of you. And that's just where it's transformed that blocked energy in your chakra into useful renewable energy that then just goes out into your physical reality, and it just starts attracting in the people and the situations that you want. My guides are saying that actually it is quite blocked, so you really need to be religious on this, and you definitely need to do this every single day for 10 days. And then you need to reassess within yourself again and see if it feels like it's unblocked. And my guides are saying the way that you'll know that it's unblocked is that you will have faith in yourself again. You'll be back in this place of like, boom, I am a creator. Like, I am my own artist in every area of my life. And you will feel that deep down inside. Like, it won't just be a mental thought process. It'll be like a full body, visceral feeling. Just like this, like, bam. That's how you'll start to feel. And that's when you know that you've unblocked that soul star chakra. So you know, with the Venus being here as well, and like I felt like, well, we pulled it and it's right at the top of the entire spread. I actually really feel that once you unblock your ninth chakra, you'll find there'll be a wave of opportunities coming to you to do with whatever this is. If it's relationships, if it's creative projects, there'll just be this wave of like opportunities coming in. And my guides are saying you'll know when it's about to happen, because you'll just feel like you'll have like a soft feeling inside you. So my guides are also saying if you start to get some opportunities coming in, but it kind of makes you feel a bit harsh in any way, and you're going to have to feel into your body with that, like a bit resistance or whatever, it's because it's not quite the opportunity. Wait until you feel this softness within yourself, and then when that opportunity comes in, and it also has like a soft, like, I don't want to say warm fuzzy feeling because that sounds like shit. I don't really like, not like that Walt Disney thing, but like, you know, just like a soft thing where it feels like it's not going to feel like your heart's opening up, because that's not really what the ninth chakra does, but it's going to feel like your entire energy field around you is opening up and it feels expressive and expansive. Then you'll know that the opportunities that come through from that are definitely going to be in alignment with your I am, like who you really are, and your highest potential and all things like that. So that's pretty cool. I totally didn't expect us to go into some of the other chakras, because I'll also just mention, I know lots of you will probably know you have chakras 1 to 7, but actually you also, I mean, you have loads of chakras, but there's also really other important ones, which are basically chakras 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they're really getting activated the more people that start to, let's say, you know, raise their consciousness, increase their frequency, all of that kind of thing. Basically, become aware of all of these other aspects within themselves in life, become multidimensional, there we go. So you also, because you guys have already got this one blocked, which means that for it to be blocked, it would have had to have been activated, even if you didn't consciously do it. That tells me that I bet this is happening with a lot of your other chakras, so chakras 8, 10, 11 and 12. And actually on my Instagram I've got like a tiny bit of a blog that briefly runs through the 12 chakras, so I'll also put a link for that for you guys there, so you can get some additional stuff off that. But now let's pull your wild card. I'm using the Sacred Destiny Oracle because basically it's just beautiful. I love the pictures, they're gorgeous. So this is just for you to interpret. So just still yourself, know that whatever feeling or thoughts you think of when you see this card, even if it's completely different to the card, you need to go with that, because like 101 psychic is kind of just reading off the cards. Sometimes it's super powerful and that's exactly what you need, but also be open, particularly because you guys have clearly got some higher consciousness going off to have that 9th chakra actually activated and therefore now blocked. It tells me that you should have the potential to tap into more abstract information. So maybe don't completely go off what the card's saying, because I'll read it out to you in a minute, but actually how it makes you feel on a deeper level. But let's just see. So the card you get to also support everything we've gone through here is diligence. Right, nice. I like the green fields. Cool, so let me just find that in the book and then I'll read that out to you. So it says, fallow field. Traditionally, fields were left fallow, unfarmed for extended periods of time to allow the soil to recover and rebalance its nutrients, to break disease and pest cycles, and to provide a haven for wildlife. Letting fields lie fallow meant that the subsequent crops were much healthier and more vibrant. Engaging in this time-honoured process takes patience and diligence, but the results are worth the wait. This sacred landscape wants you to know there are times in life to step forward and take risks, but there are other times to be patient. Step carefully and slowly and know that the benefits you will gain in the future will be worth it. Be attentive, meticulous, and persistent. Use this time to plan for action steps in the future. Be diligent and consistent at each step as you move forward. By doing so, you will harvest remarkable results in the years ahead. This is not the time for instant gratification. Your diligence will pay off in the future tenfold. This is the time for deliberate organisation. Clean house, clean clutter out of your life. Be thoughtful about how you spend your time and be discerning when choosing with whom you spend it. Clear out relationships that do not support you. Ooh. Great. So put that together with everything else. Like I say, I'll leave the link for that post on Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic. I put loads of stuff on there, so I think you guys might find that interesting. And like I say, you can follow me on Instagram on Abigail Grace 2311. But I hope that was useful, and yeah, enjoy unblocking your ninth chakra, because the ninth chakra is awesome. You really want that one functioning, because like I say, it's literally your North Star. It's your guiding light in life. So as soon as you unblock that, you are going to feel so much better, and just you're going to be so much clearer and know exactly what to do. So great, I will see you again soon.